What if deep within you there lies a hidden spark, a fragment of divine light, placed within your being before time began, quietly calling you back to your origin? In the writings attributed to Pseudo-Tertullian, an early Christian mystical thinker, we find a vision of the soul not as a passive observer of creation, but as an eternal traveler, carrying within itself a piece of the infinite. For Pseudo-Tertullian, the material world is not our final home. It is the stage upon which the soul awakens, remembers, and ultimately begins its return to the divine source. This hidden spark, buried beneath layers of thought, desire, and mortality, connects us directly to the uncreated light of God, a reminder that we are not separate beings, but expressions of a greater reality. In this video, we'll explore Pseudo-Tertullian's mystical vision of the soul, its divine origins, and its journey back toward unity with the infinite. Pseudo-Tertullian is an enigmatic figure in early Christian thought, so called because the writings attributed to him were once believed to belong to the theologian Tertullian of Carthage, but are now understood to come from another author, or possibly a group of mystics influenced by his work. Emerging in the 2nd and 3rd centuries, during a period of intense spiritual exploration within early Christianity, these writings weave together biblical teachings, mystical theology, and influences from Neoplatonism and Gnostic spirituality. Unlike purely doctrinal texts, Pseudo-Tertullian's work invites the reader into direct contemplation, a way of encountering God beyond dogma through inner transformation. At the heart of his vision lies the belief that the soul is more than flesh and memory. It is a divine spark, a hidden fragment of eternal light planted within us, carrying the essence of the Creator. For Pseudo-Tertullian, the human soul is not simply created at birth. It arises from the breath of God, making it inherently luminous, eternal, and inseparably connected to the divine. Yet, entering into the material world, the soul becomes veiled by layers of desire, distraction, and forgetfulness, losing awareness of its origin. This is why, he writes, so many live without realizing the hidden light within. The divine spark, though silent, is never extinguished. It waits patiently, calling the soul toward awakening. It manifests as our longing for meaning, our search for beauty, our restless desire for something beyond earthly life. Through prayer, contemplation, and the cultivation of virtue, the spark begins to glow brighter, guiding us back toward the infinite source from which we came. This vision resonates deeply with other mystical traditions, suggesting that the true purpose of existence is not simply to live, but to remember. According to Pseudo-Tertullian, the soul's descent into the body is not an accident or punishment, but part of a divine plan, an invitation to rediscover God from within the finite. By entering a realm of limitation, mortality, and uncertainty, the soul embarks on a journey of transformation, where each experience offers an opportunity to recover its original radiance. However, the material world also distracts us from the spark within, pulling our attention outward into transient desires and attachments. The result is forgetfulness. We lose awareness of our divine essence and believe ourselves to be separate from God. The mystical path, then, is one of recollection, turning inward, listening deeply, and reawakening the awareness of the divine presence that has never left us. The journey back is not about traveling to a distant heaven, but awakening to the hidden light of being that already resides within the soul. For Pseudo-Tertullian, the goal of spiritual life is to allow the hidden spark to fully unite with its source, dissolving the illusion of separation between the human and the divine. As the soul awakens, its desires shift from the fleeting pleasures of the world toward the eternal presence of God. This awakening is not achieved through intellectual knowledge alone. It requires deep inner transformation, surrender, and an openness to grace. Mystical contemplation becomes the key, a practice of silence where the soul sheds its lower attachments and becomes receptive to the radiance of divine light. In this union, the soul recognizes its true identity, not as a fragment lost in the vastness of creation, but as part of the infinite being itself. This is the hidden mystery of existence that Pseudo-Tertullian sought to illuminate. The realization that within the depths of consciousness lies the same light that sustains the stars. The teachings of Pseudo-Tertullian call us to live differently. If the divine spark within us is real, then every moment is an opportunity to remember who we are, beings of light, expressions of a deeper reality that transcends time and death. Awakening begins when we turn inward, cultivating stillness, contemplation, and the courage to question the illusions we have built around ourselves. Through this awakening, we begin to see the divine spark in others as well, recognizing that all beings arise from the same infinite source. This vision transforms not only our inner life, but also our relationships, our ethics, and our sense of belonging to the cosmos. To live from this awareness is to embody the hidden light we carry, becoming participants in the eternal movement of the soul's return to God. Beneath the surface of thought and form, the soul carries an unbroken connection to the infinite, a hidden light always calling us home. The journey is not about becoming something new, but remembering what has always been true, that we are expressions of divine being, temporarily veiled but never separate from the source. In awakening to this hidden reality, we rediscover the unity behind all existence.